Hello, we're back for the second and hopefully last post-commentated highlights because of OBS eating my audio. But we started the Wizmon quest, but I forgot to record the first part of the stream, so we got him here in the power plant. We swapped back to Wisemon because we need to train this guy. We give him a bunch of the pastilles, as you can see. And then more. And then we have a quick progress check as always, and you know what time it is. Next Wizardmon spot, once we finish that last grind. And he's got a continuous search, but then we headed to the swamp, because this was the next Wizardmon spawn, but it was also time for Mushmon to talk to us, and he is pretty serious about talking to him. So he needs something, and we will help him. Okay. He wants 5 deluxe mushrooms, so 5 of those later. We head back to him, we bring him his mushrooms, and he gives us some sass, because of course he does, he's a slimy little git. And now he has his mushrooms from us. We send him away to Server City, and he's gonna open a business that doesn't sound sus at all. And then we came back for what we actually came for, which was the next Wizardmon spawn. We grabbed a couple of Tamer skills, because we had quite a lot of points. And I always forget to come back and look at what we can grab, so we were thinking about it. Oh, there we go. Used one of our cards for a nice high level spawn, and that got us to level 75, which is exactly where we needed to be to hit our evolution. Now we feed this guy, play with him, because of course he's got to delay us. And here we are, getting our next evolution. And we get ourselves Belphemon! This silly guy that's a creature of sin that doesn't look like one. We take on a challenge because we've got a strong enough Digimon for it now, and beneficial, some Dark XP. We also take on Fallen Heroes, but we don't win. But we do find out that Belphemon sounds like this. And I think from this moment the whole stream fell in love with him. And so did I. We head back to the city and talk to Beautymon. She's telling us what her whole business is, and that she will let us equip special skins for our Digimon. And it could even change how they play in some circumstances. And yeah, she's like, well, you'll have to unlock those, but that's up to you. We also find this guy who is whinging that he's got no artistic inspiration anymore. And if he saw Examon or anything in its line, he would be inspired again to create. So that's one we gotta keep in mind. And then Groundrumon wants to talk to us, and he's a little bit bothered about something, and he's thinking about his old friend Kenkimon, who was an engineer, but one of his structures was destroyed by what he thought was his fault, but it was actually the nice Stromogomon at the bottom of the city, so no wonder he's sus. Groundrumon wants us to go find Kenkimon and tell him to get his shit together, because it wasn't his fault that his structure fell. And while we're here, we ask Groundrumon to finish cleaning the debris from the city. So we no longer have to spend money upon money on him. We take another look at our challenges, see one that's pretty beneficial for our boy, and he takes it on pretty well. Another challenge, a beast one, which again is beneficial for Belphemon. While we're on the challenge grind, we grabbed our Phoenixmon to finish up Fallen Heroes, since we can rely on him to take on any tough challenge as our strongest Digimon. And we also took on the Plant Challenge 4, which is no issue for Phoenixmon. So we also take Phoenixmon to be the guy to do the Chrome domain with. He's our strongest Digimon. D-dungeons are a pain in the ass. It's the right thing to do. And one Lilithmon later, we find Genkimon. And he wants nothing to do with us. He has fallen hard from what happened. But we tell him, hey, get the fuck over it wasn't your fault. And we tell him that Nystramogomon did it. And then he gets mad that Groundramon didn't tell him this, as if he didn't, like, shove him off and not let him say anything. Which he then admits, at least. So he's gonna stop hiding, talk to Groundramon, and get his butt back in the city. Which is great. Here's Mushmon and his mysterious mushroom business, which sounds really weird. But, essentially, he adds special effects to ranged abilities of Digimon with his mushrooms. And now we have Genkimon, who somehow knows I'm tiny, but also kinda tells us what he's doing here. And also that he talked to Groundramon and is like, oops, I'm embarrassed. So, to make sure Nystramogomon isn't a trouble anymore, he's set up shop right next to him just in case he wants to try anything. Swindler mole. No longer! He will use his skills to help Digimon by building the structures. So that's gonna help us upgrade elements of Login Village and Server City. We find Wizardmon again, and this is his last spawn. And he is gonna share something with us about the elements. So Wizardmon, since he's next to Mushmon, it might be obvious, but he does stuff for melee attacks instead. And now we're heading into the green domain again. And in this battle we got injured, which I only noticed once I stopped healing Phoenixmon here. And I was in a big think, like, what do we do? Do we try press on? I don't know. So I tried to see what was coming, and we get this Lotusmon. And we left. So we went back to Belphemon to see how he would handle the green domain. And we beat this Galgamon, and then after I was talking to chat, I just decided to leave anyway, so oops. So we actually headed to the savannah to grab these foods to up stats and age at the same time. We're gonna check on Monochromon because he's our next suspect. And he needs to level up. You know what's coming. We started using our clever carrots to get this lifespan thing going. And also mixing in some normal training here and there. And then we head back to the savannah to hit the grind because this guy needs a lot of levels. We actually find Compassmon. And I was desperate to get some compasses, but we couldn't afford even one. Which I tried anyway because I was so sad that we couldn't. So we head back to our boy Phoenixmon because Metal Tyrannomon has finally showed up. And she is eager to give us a fight. And she's the Tyrant Queen, which based. And after all this hype and talk, she gets one shot. Rip. She is pretty happy about it, actually. She does say that it was, you know, an intense battle, but I don't think it was. Now, she heads off to get the Digicoin Star. We get the Skull Greymon challenge done nice and easy. And we give Virus Annihilators a try with Belphamon, who unfortunately gets wrecked and then smacked repeatedly when he's already down. We head back to Monochromon after our crippling defeat. We actually take him to the swamp to take his training on some Otamamon for the oil that we're going to need for Bulkmon. And we feed him a couple more carrots, make him a bit older, get those stats up a bit. And that is actually where we ended it this time. So again, a much shorter video because of the constraints of losing my mic audio, which meant I didn't get the funny interactions with stream anymore. All the funny little moments and like in the moment things I said that could make a good highlight. So if you have, thank you for bearing with me for these two videos. I know it's a bit of a pain, but they will be back to normal by the next one because I fixed the audio. Now hopefully this means there's no audio problems in the future. Thank you for watching and I'll see you later. Goodbye.